Welcome back to Jams for Hire. I am Matthew Perry. With me today, RJ Strope, Jamil King, and Will Polston. We're back for Week 10 Pick'em. Week 9 was exciting for some, just Will. He went 10-4. He gains a couple games on the lead of everybody else. He's 95-43, 3 games up on our second place competitor, RJ. He went 8-6 this week. He's 92-46. Jamil just 1 game behind RJ after an 8-6 week as well. He's 91-47, and I'm in dead last, a 7-7 week. I'm 86-52, gasping for air at this point. We have 4 islands for you guys this week. I have 2 myself. Will has 1 and RJ has 1. Jamil, quiet week for you. RJ, we'll start with you. I'm interested in this one. You went with the Las Vegas Raiders defeating the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not good. They're just not. And I know they were a big Super Bowl favorite coming into the year. I know everybody loves Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek. I get it. The Chiefs, you would think, were just going to come into this year. They were going to steamroll their way back into the playoffs, probably play the Super Bowl again. And that hasn't happened. This team doesn't look good. This team just flat out isn't good. And so last year, when they were good, who was the team that gave them the biggest fits that wasn't a playoff game? It was the Raiders. It was Derek Carr. There is nobody. Listen, right now the Raiders are going through a little tough stretch. Organizationally, with personnel on the coaching staffs, on the roster, all this, the Raiders are going through a pretty tough stretch right now. But I don't think we give enough credit to Derek Carr and how much he loves this franchise. He genuinely bleeds black and silver. This man is a Raider. It doesn't matter if it's Oakland or if it's Las Vegas. This man loves the Raiders. He goes out there every week, gives everything he's got for this franchise, and the team has responded. I get it. What are they now, 5-3, whatever? They're leading their division, which no one saw coming. Nobody saw the Raiders in first place in the second weekend of November. This team has overachieved so much, and it's because of Derek Carr. And I get it. They had a bad week last week, lost to the Giants. That's pretty inexcusable, but turnovers played a big role in that. If they just protect the ball, which Kansas City's defense doesn't look like they can take a ball away, the Raiders are going to beat the Chiefs. This is a division game. We always talk about division games on there, talking about how they're always close. You know that opponent well. The Raiders know the Chiefs, and they knew the Chiefs when the Chiefs were good and gave them fits. Now that the Chiefs aren't good, why wouldn't they continue to give them fits? I'm going with the Raiders. I'm going with Derek Carr. I'm all in.
Jamil, why the Chiefs for this week?
I keep going back to the Chiefs. Well, they've treated me well and they've treated me bad. I just, for some reason, think eventually they're going to turn it on. But the more games we play, they really might not. I don't know what happened to this football team, but I think they're going to have just enough juice to beat the Raiders because the Raiders are dealing with so much right now. If Deshaun Jackson was playing, I might just turn around and say the Raiders are going to win the game because they're going to catch the defense lacking 2 times deep. But I think the Chiefs are going to find a way to get this one done. I don't know how many more they're going to find a way to get done because they need to start winning. They need to start winning a lot. We'll see if they can somehow swindle Odell Beckham to come join them.
RJ, over or under 1.5 interceptions for the Raiders defense?
Under. I don't think, even if the Raiders win, it's not going to be because they got a bunch of turnovers and stole possessions. I think they can go toe-to-toe and just flat out beat the Chiefs.
Fair enough. It would be it's always a big task to clean, flat out beat the Chiefs. And right now the Chiefs kind of have a little Space Jam thing going on. So until they find their powers, hey, anything can happen at this point. We'll move to one of my islands, and I have the New England Patriots defeating the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield hasn't been great. He did have his best game this season last week. Ironically, as soon as OBJ leaves, coincidence, who knows? And he looked good against the Bengals, but I do think he could struggle against the Patriots defense that I know it was Sam Darnold, but had 3 picks against him specifically, and has honestly the Patriots have honestly, I think, surpassed our expectations because you looked at the beginning of the season what they had to offer, and it was somewhat lacking. The receiver core and some parts of the defense, but they've showed up for the most part. They're 5-4. They're not in a terrible spot right now. At 5-4, as are the Cleveland Browns. And honestly, I think this is a game that could go either way. Nick Chubb currently out with COVID. We don't know if he's out for sure yet for the game Sunday. 2 negatives and he's back in, but that could be a deciding factor. I mean, the Browns have moved to more of a run first defense, especially with the tandem of Chubb and Hunt. But with Chubb out, that things could change. You're gonna force Baker Mayfield to throw a little bit more, and he hasn't been great despite picking it up last week. It's also key to know Bill Belichick's never lost to the Browns at home. So, does that mean something? Who knows? Matty Stat, gotta throw it in there. But I like New England's odds. Mac Jones is, I think you could say he's been the best rookie quarterback from this most recent class so far. He has showed up to the plate, which some people doubted. Obviously, picking him over Cam Newton was a bold move, but right now it's not looking so crazy. And I'm shocked Newton's not on a team yet, but Jones is holding his own, and I do think that could carry the Patriots to victory come Sunday. Will, why the Browns?
I didn't give the Browns any credit last week, and they shut me up. Shout out Jamil taking that pick last week. But even with Chubb out, I mean, we saw him earlier in the season without Hunt and Chubb, and Dearness Johnson, shout out Bulls, go Bulls, still racked up 146 and 2 tuds. I mean, it just, this team is just built to run. As long as there is a somewhat competent running back behind the quarterback that's in the backfield, get ready to go take snaps, then they're going to be a good team. It's just how they are. OBJ, this team is so much better without OBJ. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know if it's just a cancer in the locker room or what just a bunch of distractions. I don't see. I mean, I could kind of see just because Macaroni Jones is like one of the best quarterbacks within like 5 yards. He's for some reason like stupid accurate within a first down, and then his wide receivers have just made stuff happen. So don't be shocked if the Patriots keep it close, but I still think the running game of the Browns is going to be enough. Wyatt Teller just got an extension made him one of the highest paid guards in the league. That they've got a lot going on over there in Cleveland, and the running game is just something that just works out for them. I'd imagine they go back to it right with Kareem Hunt and Dearness Johnson, and they don't lose a beat.
We'll stick with you. We'll go to your island. You have the Minnesota Vikings defeating the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh gosh.
Good God. Jamil has talked about it before. The Vikings are just that team, man. They're right there all the time.
I just don't want to get started on the Vikings.
Yeah, you don't want to, do you? I understand why you don't.
I told you after the game against the Cowboys I was done with the Vikings.
And that's fine. That's why I'm going with them.
And if they win, I'm going to be irate.
Here's the thing. The Chargers are another one of those teams that just plays teams way too close. And the Vikings are one of those teams that just lose by like a field goal. This is going to be a situation where this game's going to be a 3-point game. This game could go into overtime. 2 outstanding running backs, 2 quarterbacks. Jay Herbo's been playing great. Kirk Cousins has been playing over expectations. And 2 subpar defenses. It's going to be a weird kind of game. Honestly, I'm just taking Dalvin Cook to run a little bit more over that defense than I'm taking Austin Eckler to do it. Granted, I think this is going to be a shootout. This is going to be a game where both teams probably score 28, 30 points, and it's going to be a higher scoring game. Probably one of the more entertaining games this week, honestly, if we're going to be legit. But I think it'll be a close one. I think the Vikings just find a way to pull it out.
RJ, why the Chargers?
Because Kirk Cousins plays for the Vikings.
That's true. He does.
Man, you can't pick this guy. I do agree with neither one of these. I don't believe in either one of these teams. I just don't. I don't trust either one of them. I do think this will be the most entertaining game of the week. I think the Chargers could absolutely blow the doors off the Vikings, or the Vikings could show up and just shut the Chargers down. Who know? We have no idea what we're going to see Sunday, and that's why we watch the games. These two teams, I don't trust either one of them. I do think this is going to be a very high-scoring, very entertaining game, but I trust Justin Herbert with the ball in his hands last to go down the field and score on the Vikings and not even give Kirk a chance to answer. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a game where whoever has the ball last wins this game.
No, blame me there.
Jamil, Justin Herbert, over under 300 passing yards.
Ooh.
Let's go over.
Bump
Yeah,
it.
I like over.
Yeah, why not?
After that's going to be to Eckler. I need fantasy points.
Oh my God, please. He's my starting running back.
I've got Eckler and Cousins. Those are like my 1 and 2 in my fantasy league.
You have to watch
You
this.
need
Cousins-
a shootout.
Yeah,
Cousins
this
on
game.
my
This is a
bench.
fun game for me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm on a cold streak. I've lost back-to-back games. I'm not feeling great. I was number 1. I was 6-1. Now I'm 6-3. I'm not feeling hot.
I think I'm 6-3. I'm 2 games out right now. I need to
I lost week 1, won 6 straight. Now I've lost back-to-back weeks. I need to win.
Oof.
I'll move to my island, cleaning up the islands, and this is always a good game, but it's different circumstances this year. The Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers, one team struggling heavily. I mean, not heavily, for the most part, and one team doing quite well, but having some controversy with the quarterback. I picked the less problematic team, the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson's back after the broken finger, and it's not a revenge game, but he's going to come back and prove why he was, a top 5 quarterback weeks ago. The Seahawks do have a wide array of injuries. I saw Metcalf was potentially going to miss time. Is that true, or?
I'm not sure what his status is. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, from my knowledge, I thought he was going to play when I saw him on the injury report. So with or without Metcalf, it'll be interesting. Carson is still out, so that takes away a lot of the run game. But Aaron Rodgers should be playing on Sunday, which would make Green Bay a heavy favorite. But I'm willing to take the underdog here. The Seahawks are kind of in need of a jump start. They're 3-5 right now. They're in one of the toughest divisions in football. And, we're getting to that point of the season where you got to start getting it into gear. Because if you're playing like this, in 3-4 weeks, you're not making the playoffs. And that's going to be a sad truth for the Seahawks if this continues. So Russell Wilson back should spark something in that offense. I know they're one of the worst offenses in football right now, but I'm counting on them there. And then, not the Packers, but I'm counting on Aaron Rodgers to have a letdown game. The Packers letdown game was last week. You have Jordan Love in there. Not great, offensive line, no support from time to time, but there's a big difference between Love and Aaron Rodgers. So I'm somewhat counting on a letdown game for Aaron Rodgers if he plays, and Russell Wilson to pretty much carry the Seahawks. It's a tough ask, but I'm 9 games out right now from Will. So what do I have to lose? Not much. We're going to go with the Seahawks here. Jamil, why the Packers? Or RJ?
Well, I just want to say, I get it. You're the only one on the Seahawks. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, I'm not picking the Packers. Like this is a tentative.
Come on. I need this. You guys can't change. You guys can't change. I need this. That's why I'm doing it.
Then we're all going to pick the Seahawks right now.
Yeah, I'll pick.
We might all just
We're all
flip the
just
Seahawks
saying
right
now.
just in case.
I'm not even
No,
with you guys.
it has been said by Matt LaFleur that he so after his 10 days, which is up on Saturday, he doesn't even need a negative test. He can play. And he said that if Aaron Rodgers is available, Aaron Rodgers is playing. So Aaron Rodgers is in on Sunday.
Okay, so we're still going with the Packers.
COVID or not, he's in on Sunday.
Go ahead, Jamil.
He's just going to go with like 2 weeks and no practice.
I'm not even a threat. I need this. Just let me.
I'm not even a threat.
Nonsense. You can go on a run.
Yeah, we'll let you have it.
I don't like my odds at this point in the season.
I mean, none of us do, but it can happen.
Let Willie P go back to back and pick them champions, baby.
No. We're going to fix that. Anywho, the reason why we're going with the Green Bay Packers is because one team has Aaron Rodgers playing and the other team has Swiss cheese on the other side of the ball. And Aaron Rodgers is angry. So now we have a narrative. We're angry Aaron Rodgers versus a bad defense. I don't care if the man doesn't practice. Honestly, the Seahawks should keep this game close. but I think the Packers are going to still win the game.
Aaron Rodgers is going to give like the second biggest belt of all time. The first one was against the Bears this year. That was by far the biggest belt.
I need a new celebration from Rodgers. I need him to score and just turn to the crowd and go.
Okay.
Ah!
Oh my God.
That's what.
Or he'll smoke his vitamins, whatever it is.
There you go.
Well, that would be interesting. But we'll move to our unanimous picks.
That's awesome.
RJ, I want to give you this one. It's one of the tougher matchups. It's the Thursday night football game. Oh, drop my pen. The Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. Now, all four of us did go with the Ravens. Can you tell us why?
Because Lamar Jackson's the man. Dude, Miami's so bad. Hold on. Full disclosure. Before this season started, I picked the Miami Dolphins to make the playoffs. And they are 2-7. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't think it's all Tua's fault. I know Tua's not great. This team just isn't good. They are not good at any facet of the game of football right now. They're just not good. It's not like they have a good defense and can't score, and it's not like they have a good offense but can't stop anybody. This team all around just isn't good, and that's why they're 2-7. And Lamar Jackson's an MVP candidate. Baltimore's legit. They're one of the best teams in all of football. Baltimore is going to smoke Miami pretty bad.
Jamel, over under 350 total yards for Lamar Jackson.
I want to say over, but I feel like this game won't be close. I feel like
You said total?
Total rushing, passing.
I'll give him 3.
I'll go over.
Yeah.
I'll give him at least
He
350.
should hit 100 rushing on his own.
Yeah, you'd think.
He's
Should
the
be a
best
big
running back
fan.
on their team. I'm still tired of the Ravens. Let me get my Ravens soapbox real quick. I don't know why the Ravens still think Devontae Freeman and Le'Veon Bell are the same running backs from 5 years ago. I need them to let Tyson Williams out of jail and give him the ball more. He is by far their best running back when he has the ball in his hands.
Yeah, what's
They
up
need
with
him out
that?
of jail. They hate him. They
Yeah,
want
that's
50-year-olds run.
That makes no sense.
Well, they're finding success either way. So if something's working there, whether it's the running backs or not, they keep
Maybe it's
winning.
Des Bryant. Nah.
Oof.
They don't have him anymore. Oof. Oof.
Need Dez back in the league.
Need OBJ on the Ravens.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
that would be interesting.
That'd be,
We'll talk,
that'd be a spicy meatball.
we'll talk about OBJ at the end, but we'll move to a game that, in my opinion, can go either way. Atlanta Falcons and Dallas Cowboys. All four of us would probably be the safer bet, the Dallas Cowboys, but they got upset last week by the Denver Broncos, who won rather convincingly. And the Falcons got Will an extra win on the island,
Last second, pulled it out.
defeating the New Orleans Saints at the last second. Surprising, but Will apparently saw it coming. So Will, talk to us about this game. All four of us do have the Dallas Cowboys.
You think Dak Prescott's going to drop back-to-back games in Jerry World to bullshit opponents? I don't think so. I didn't see the first one coming, let alone this one. I don't know why a lot of people are on Atlanta on this one. You're not the only one, Matt, that said this could go either way. I've seen a couple of things to where a lot of people are projecting Atlanta to win this game. I don't see it. Matt Ryan had arguably the game of the week of NFC players last week. He looked fantastic. And you know, I mean, I'm not saying that I saw it coming, but for some reason I saw it coming. I had somebody telling me that the Saints weren't going to win that game. They're one of those teams that likes to play down to their opponents. Cowboys typically aren't. The Cowboys had only lost once since, and it was in week 1. They were one of the hottest teams, and then coming off of a bye, I want to say, they come out and they just get kind of, caught off their toes against the Denver Broncos. And then with Dak coming back off injury, maybe that's what it was. I don't think they were on bye. But still, with Dak coming back off injury, I just think he was kind of caught off guard a little bit, and it just didn't work out. I don't see a world in which Atlanta is able to come back and come defeat the Cowboys in Jerry World. I just don't think the Cowboys are going to let that happen back-to-back weeks.
RJ, for the sake of my fantasy team, over under 5.5 receptions for CeeDee Lamb.
Better be over if they're going to win this game. Listen, I have no idea what happened to the Cowboys last week. That is probably the most surprising score that I've seen
Oh, yeah.
from this entire season so far. Them getting shut out by the Denver Broncos at home. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I think they'll be pretty fired up. I think they'll spread the ball around, score a lot of points. I'll go over on CD.
I like that.
All right. I'm hoping you're right. I need a fantasy win. We'll move to a game that I think should be a pretty good one. The Tennessee Titans taking on the New Orleans Saints. Saints, blew the game to the Falcons, but the Tennessee Titans, had a big game against the Los Angeles Rams. Von Miller's debut with the Rams and showed out, got the win. They were an underdog for that game, but the Titans are a good football team. Whether you like it or not, they're legit. And all four of us do have them defeating the New Orleans Saints. Jamil, tell us why.
Matt, you're the Titans fan, man. Why don't you take this one, man?
Don't do it. I mean,
I won't do you like that. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you though. The Titans impressed me last week. I've been skeptical on this show about the Titans a couple of games. I'm like, I know they're good, but really, how good are they? They took the Rams. They took it to the Rams last week in prime time in LA. This Titans offense looks good now, even minus Derrick Henry. They got Julio Jones back last week. He had a couple catches. AJ Brown's looking like a really, really good player still over there, wide receiver. Tannehill starting to pick it up. This team looks pretty dangerous now. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Not to mention their defense has been like the one thing that's been their problem, and their defense.
Yeah, they turned up. And Josh Simmons turned up last week against the Rams.
They looked good last week. They held the Chiefs to 3 of them things, and that's it. I mean, it's nuts. They're playing at a ridiculous.
Looks like a crapshoot right now, so they could.
Tennessee's looking like a favorite
in the AFC.
It's kind of
looking forward to it. All right, this game, it's an in-division matchup, but it's not that fun. RJ, I'll let you take this one. The Jacksonville Jaguars coming off a massive win over our Buffalo Bills, taking on the Indianapolis Colts, who went off on the Jets, Jonathan Taylor especially. Talk to us about this game. All four of us, by the way, do have the Colts.
Yeah, that was a huge win for the Jags last week. That was awesome. That is one of them deals where that's why you play the game. Because you any given Sunday, anything can happen. There's nobody that thought Jacksonville would keep that game within 14 points. And the fact that they beat the team that we thought might be the best team in the AFC in Buffalo, that's wild. But Indianapolis, Jamil keeps thinking that Kansas City's going to turn that corner and look like Kansas City. I keep thinking that maybe Indianapolis is going to turn that corner and look like that team that we thought they might be in the preseason. As long as Carson Wentz doesn't do too much stupid stuff, they lean on Jonathan Taylor in that running game. Great offensive line, solid defense. He's got some weapons. Michael Pittman is a stud at wide receiver. I think this Colts team can still make a playoff run, especially with teams like the Chiefs, Browns, and Patriots not being great. The Colts still have everything in front of them. I think they'll take care of the Jaguars. As much as I would like to see the Jags win 2 straight, that'd be great. I just think the Colts are going to take care of them.
Will, over under 150 total yards for Jonathan Taylor?
Probably over. It's probably got to be, just because, I mean, that offense runs through him. It really is. It's the Jonathan Taylor show. He's incorporated in the pass game. He's great when it comes to running. Still second behind Derrick Henry, who's going to be first for a while. But Jonathan Taylor, for no reason should he not be the NFL's leading rusher at the end of the season. I'd imagine Jonathan Taylor is going to have quite himself a day against Jacksonville.
RJ, I'm so glad you said that about the Colts turning the corner, because I was high on them before the season started.
So was I. I thought they had the division.
I thought they were going to win this division, but if you look at their schedule, it's so hard. They get the Bills, the Bucks, the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Patriots, all up in the schedule. Like they have such a hard schedule that I think that as a Bucks fan, I think that's a sneaky game for us. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's a sneaky game for us. And they get the Bills next week, so I don't know. They can play their way into it because they're gonna beat teams that are ahead of them.
Not to mention their first 3 games were like hell. Like,
their first 3 games were horrendous. They played the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Titans.
Terrible. Like they've had a freaking awful schedule. It is a gauntlet.
But yeah. Speaking of the Bills, though, tough loss to Jacksonville, but what better way to bounce back and to take on the New York Jets.
Then to lose to Mike White.
Yeah, Mike
Okay.
White
That
announced
would be
the
bad.
starter for Sunday. He's electric, might I say. But our Jamel, talk to us a little bit about the Buffalo Bills.
We're
I
all on
think
the
this-
Jets, right?
I know I
Not
am.
yet, but maybe.
Yeah, no, I for all the bad things the Bills did last week in Jacksonville, I think they should be able to turn it around against the Jets, who actually have somewhat of a sneaky secondary so far this season. But I think that the Bills, they're not going to lay 2 eggs in a row.
God,
You gotta
hope.
say the thing. I go to you to say the thing.
You're right. My fault. Let me restart. No one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. And while they didn't circle anything but an L last week on their schedule and no touchdowns, the boy Josh Allen's going to turn it up this week and get right.
Perfect.
God, you hope.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, not like him last week, getting sacked and forced fumbled.
Josh
and picked
Allen
and-
was the better. Josh Allen, not to be confused with Josh Allen, outplayed Josh Allen.
Yeah,
Josh
I'll give
Allen
you-
was absolutely the better Josh Allen last week,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there was more Allening by Josh than there was.
It's like
Josh
Dennis
Allen.
Rodman on The Last Dance.
For
If
sure.
If Josh Allen didn't do the things to Josh Allen that he did, they wouldn't have won the game.
Then I'd
More
say the other
Allen than
Josh
Josh
Allen
than
would beat
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen, but ultimately Josh Allen did have a better game than Josh Allen. Hence why Josh Allen's team won.
Mhm.
Both teams would have had
Correct.
different results if not for their Josh Allens doing what they did to the other Josh Allen.
Not to be
Correct.
confused with Josh Allen.
No.
I can't keep up.
We're on to something. We should go into like psychology or something. GMs for psychology.
No, thank you.
We'll talk about some. No, I don't have a segue. Steelers and the Detroit Lions.
I don't know. It's like,
Big Ben
This
keeps
should
getting
be
away with
crazy.
it every week. A starting job in the NFL somehow, some way. He got out of it against the Chicago Bears. Picked up the win somehow.
I'll give you
some
a
way.
segue, speaking of psychology, because as long as Tony Correnti's on the field, he's going to fuck with your head. That is
That
so
was bad.
terrible. Bears should have won that game. Steelers are a piece of shit, but so are the Lions. Give me the Steelers.
Red Rage showing signs. I love it. I need more.
Tony Correnti, you're dead. You're dead.
The Bears are currently
Send this mama a
reflecting.
fish in the mail.
They're reflecting on a bye week. They're thinking about what they did and what they can do to Tony Corrente. But the Steelers are focused on the Detroit Lions, who are they
They are.
But like,
They are.
hey, this is one of those games where I'm thinking like, if not the Dolphins, if the Lions can get a win this season, Big Ben, I don't know,
Oh, man.
But Will, talk to us about this game. All four of us do have the Steelers.
It's the Lions.
That's right.
Basically,
You're
yeah.
welcome. That's
Yeah,
about all you
that's
need to. You know how the chart and then the
Yeah.
one of those
When you
directions.
get the
Oh, we
sheet and
know.
you see the lines, you go left or right, and you circle the other team.
I didn't even know who the Lions were playing this week. I just knew I didn't pick them.
Correct. That's all you need to know. You don't pick Detroit.
Until they
Y'all
win.
did that once.
Who?
I did. I
I-
picked them once and they got beat 44
Yeah,
to
me and
6.
RJ.
Never.
Oh yeah, no, that was the game. Me and him picked the. Yeah, good job, Jamil. Eagles.
Oh.
Yeah, good job, baby.
Yeah, no more.
Me
No
and
more
RJ
of
put
that.
put some confidence in the team, and they just
Picked the Lions, and they had probably their worst game of the season.
Absolutely.
Jamil, I'll go to you for this one. It's a rematch of the NFC wildcard game from last year. It's the Washington football team and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay coming off a bye week, well rested. I think the football team are as well.
I
So
think they did as well.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's well rested. All four of us, though, of course, taking the Bucks. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, both teams well rested, so I like the Bucks to come in here and take care of business. Obviously, last time we saw the Bucks, it wasn't a pretty effort. For some reason, they just can't beat the Saints. Added that was on Halloween with a whole bunch of voodoo going on in New Orleans. It was meant to be for the Saints to win, of course. So I think this week you're going to see the Bucks in a get right spot against one of the worst secondaries in the league. Tom Brady is going to hit Chris Godwin. He's going to hit Mike Evans. He's going to hit Tyler Johnson. Everybody's going to get a little piece of the action. We're going to see about 4 touchdown passes from Tom Brady. It's going to be like Oprah Winfrey when she's giving stuff out.
Will, over or under, I guess, 3.5 touchdown passes for Tom Brady.
When Tom Brady wins, he gets 4 or more. So give me more.
Give him a 4-piece, 4 for 4.
Yeah, give me 4.
Need
give
me a 4 for 4.
There you
Give me a
go.
4 for 4 for
There you
Brady.
go. RJ, please tell us about the ass beating the Panthers are going to get against the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh man, where do you want me to start here? Actually, I don't know. This game might be close since trash ass Sam Darnold's not playing anymore. Who knows? This might actually be a somewhat close game. But no, listen, I'm in full tank mode now.
Is it still suck for Sam?
Oh, we're sucking for Sam Howell. Absolutely. Or what we're doing is we need as good of a draft pick as possible to send to Houston because there's a certain quarterback over there that I want. But listen, the Panthers, here's the thing. Panthers aren't bad. They're not a bad football team. They have an awful quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
When you look at the weapons they have on offense, the young players on defense,
Makes sense.
I get it. They don't have the greatest of offensive lines.
Not the best.
This team really isn't that bad.
Not bad.
If
No,
they
Christian
had,
McCaffrey,
Okay.
DJ
if
Moore,
this team had Deshaun Watson playing quarterback, even if it was Sam Howell, let's fast forward to next year. The
That's
Panthers
Howell.
really aren't that bad.
They're not
It's
that.
just
I
don't
agree. They're
have
not
a
that bad.
quarterback.
They have no quarterback.
They do not have a quarterback, and it just so
QB.
happens that that's the most important position in the sport of
It
football.
sure is.
So, and it just so happens that Arizona has a very good one. This
Tiny.
should get
Good.
ugly. This should get ugly. This should get ugly very quickly. Listen, we're playing for a draft pick.
But you're okay with this ugliness.
Oh, we're sucking for Sam Howell.
Now, would you rather PJ
Sucking.
Walker play?
Sam.
I don't care, honestly. As long as they lose, it's fine.
So what you're telling me is you want to lose out.
care.
Hey, you said it.
Billy Denver.
All right, so we're either sucking for Sam or we're defrauding for Deshaun.
Sucking.
Either one. I'm fine with both.
All right.
Billy Denver.
So sucking.
Oh, that's another ugly game. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I picked Denver.
We all took Denver.
We all took that.
Actually, they did me right.
Did
2 weeks
we
ago,
really?
so I'm not mad.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I picked
Jamel,
Denver.
talk to us. Your favorite team, Denver.
No, we all know how I feel about Denver, and we all know how RJ feels about Teddy Bridgewater. But here we are picking the Broncos. They just upset the Cowboys. They're riding
Jeez.
high. It's really who am I going to trust more? Teddy Bridgewater checking down or Jalen Hurts trying to throw the ball far? It's the lesser of two evils. I'm going with the check down. These are two quarterbacks me and RJ have been on record with saying are not that good.
No.
Hey, there won't be that much fun, but someone will win this game and someone will lose, and hopefully it's Denver.
No,
that
they
wins.
can tie. This game
I
can
should
tie. I'll
have
tell you
picked
that
a
right now.
tie. This game is going to be a tie. No one's going to win this game.
Hey, RJ, over under 4 touchdowns total in this whole game.
Over.
One of them's going to have to be like a pick six or something.
Uh,
There's not going to be 4 offensive touchdowns.
I could see a pick six. It's gonna be exciting for these fans, I guess, if anyone shows up. We'll finish off with the Monday night game. Important matchup. The Rams and the 49ers. Rams coming off a loss. San Francisco also coming off a loss, right?
Sure did lose.
Yep.
Yeah, they sure did. Rams are going to bounce back, though, according to us. Will, tell us why.
Long story short, you will not see the Rams play that bad of games back-to-back times. It's not going to happen. San Francisco is a crapshoot. The Rams are still a legitimate force in the NFC. Look for them to bounce back big on the road.
Over under 3.5 sacks for the Rams defense.
Over.
Over.
Bump it up.
All right, before we go, no explanation needed. What team is OBJ going to? Will?
Green Bay.
Green Bay. RJ?
Seattle.
Seattle. Jamel?
I'm going Green Bay.
And I'm going to go Green Bay as well. That's been our Week 10 pick'em. Catch us next week for next week's matchups. If we didn't mention your team, Chicago, Cincinnati, New York Giants, Houston Texans, you're all on bye and you all have things to work on and think about. So work on that.